So I thought I would just share a fun fact, and that got me thinking about how I get help falling asleep. And I don't know if I've shared this with you before, but I actually channel Patrick Stewart.
Oh, how?
Captain Picard, to be specific.
Sure.
So when I have a trouble sleeping, I usually don't have trouble falling asleep. I have trouble when I wake up that my brain turns on, and then I get like thinking too many thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And it's always like in the middle of the night, and you start to think about stuff that you think is important, and then it keeps you up. Anyway, I have learned to channel Captain Picard saying permission to stop, meaning like stop all these thoughts, and it actually helps me fall asleep.
Wow.
I learned
So
Cool.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Warped, a completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast, where we do unasked-for audio commentary of Star Trek episodes. Here are your hosts, Sean.
Get me to my regular doctor. They're familiar with my weird, things.
Matt.
It's completely bonkers, and I didn't understand what was happening like 80% of the time, but I loved it.
Jake.
His abs unfurled.
Philippe.
I don't have honor! What's the point? I want to live and sing and dance.
Erin.
This show is so good, we're just like watching it.
Min Win.
Would you fuck, marry, or kill me?
All of
I
that.
would do all three. All three in that order.
Anne May.
Dear Diary, I kissed an android today, and he told me he felt nothing.
Make it so.
We are back. What are we doing today, Erin?
we're watching Star Trek.
Yes.
Season
We tried to mix it up.
5, episode 65.
26, but close enough.
26, and it's called Time's Arrow.
Yes.
Part 1.
Part 1.
The final episode of season 5. We made it, guys.
Whoop,
We
whoop.
finally made it.
Matt, where are you? We miss you.
Yeah.
We are, I got 45:30 on the clock, and I'm punching the triangle in 3, 2, 1, punch.
My head isn't in the way this time.
So,
I thought you were happy.
you watched the
Hey.
episode, Aaron, but it was giving you a
Beautiful
headache.
brain.
Thank you.
Well,
You're not
on a
into
good
the-
day, some of this is.
Sure.
But when they start, they were like, find Data's head, and then it's like, but then Data's there, but then they're all bummed out. I was just trying to figure out what all this meant. And
It's a time travel episode.
It was making,
right?
it was just like, I needed a nap.
Yeah, sure.
Matt, I want to let Matt know wherever he is that his hatred over the portrayals of
I get it.
Mark Twain is totally justified.
Yes.
This
That guy sucked.
This performance was traumatizing.
Yes.
And I
really
absolutely understand where
He's
he's coming
horrible.
from. He is so aggravating.
The worst.
I feel like it's a conspiracy against Mr. Twain,
Yeah.
Mr. Clement.
Well, and then, we have no idea what Mark Twain was actually like, do we? There's no recordings of it.
I think we have a pretty good idea. It wasn't that long ago.
May made a good observation after he had seen this is that wasn't he Southern? Like he's not a lot about him seemed very Southern. Like,
He's from Missouri, I believe.
yeah.
Missouri?
Yeah, I think so.
He's not really deep south.
Yeah.
I don't know
Matt
that he had
can
the deep southern
correct us.
accent.
Yeah.
Correction corner that later.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a trademark. I don't know. I guess it's his. He looking like the Colonel from KFC a little bit, maybe
Too much, maybe in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's kind of the Mark Twain look, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not that intense.
But considering he's like, the creative Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn,
Yeah.
wouldn't he be part of like the riverboat culture that was
He
happening?
worked on a riverboat at one point in his life, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was a highly, educated and literate
I think he's
person.
considered one of the
Data head.
yucky data heads.
So I guess I would just assume he would have more of that like riverboat charm, you know.
I think
bit
he
of
was
a
supposed to be a
showmanship.
very charming person.
Yeah,
so I think
this guy is not very good.
This is a caricature.
This is like a bad caricature, right?
Yeah.
Behind a shit ton of makeup.
Oh, yeah.
So we're watching Times Arrow Season 5, Episode 26. Original air date June 13th, 1992. It's almost exactly 31 years ago today. Captain Picard and his archaeological curiosity are called upon by scientists from Earth when they find evidence to support beliefs that aliens had visited Earth in the late 1800s.
That's when the pyramids.
Aaron.
I know, the ancient aliens. I was thinking about ancient aliens.
You watched the episode?
Yes.
What do you think the IMDb rating of this one is?
I guess it's not a 9.4.
It is not, so don't
I'll
guess that.
say
I'll give
an
you that
8.
clue.
I'll give it an 8.
8.
Ooh, generous.
May, you watched the episode?
Yeah, I thought it was fun with the timey-wimey stuff, so I'll give it a 7/7.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll give it a 7.5.
Philippe?
7.6.
8-3.
Wow.
Aaron wins.
Damn, finally.
Not a fan, huh, Jake?
Boo.
Is it all the Mark Twain?
Yes.
Is it completely a Mark
It
Twain
completely
based
I like how he
hatred?
eavesdrops, though. That was fun.
That was pretty.
I like how they all think Data's French, and that's like
Yeah,
good
that was
enough.
funny.
It's charming, but
I like.
Come on, Data in the Old West. What's better than that?
Right?
Had a
I
lot-
mean, that's great.
I mean,
Him dealing with the like bellhop guy.
Yeah, that was
and,
good.
like,
Learning.
all the-
He's like, oh, yeah, I need to tip you.
That was cool. I mean, honestly, the Guinan stuff is fucking awesome.
I love her
Yeah.
mixing those drinks.
I love it. Everything that she does is great and interesting.
I like the
It's
man
just-
bun on here. Gross.
I just feel like the fact that they just so deeply stare in each other's eyes, Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg in this episode, so many times, I'm just like, yeah, I'm there for that. And the look, for the fact that Mark Twain's character is so like stupid and dumb,
Yeah.
like he does give like Guinan the opportunity to give him a lot of looks.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
a lot of like, what you do?
Yeah.
looks and a lot of sass, and
A
it's
lot of
great.
sass.
All well deserved.
And like a lot of this. A lot of
Oh,
like,
the Guinan in the Old West is fantastic. She's so fun because she's not like, super serious Guinan that's in the. She's only like 500 years old at that point in time.
I love that she doesn't know Data at that point, but then she's just like open to like, this is something I need to like
Well,
pay attention
because
to.
she's 500 years old,
Yeah.
so she knows that there are extraterrestrials.
She's from
and,
space.
Right.
like, she's aware. that,
So there's Data with Data. We're
Yep.
just, there's multiple, like,
so Data
Why
went
are
back
we-
in time, and then his head got blown off, and they're trying to figure out why.
but how can you be, I don't know.
Don't get it.
Okay,
It's
Guys.
time travel.
time
All
is
right.
not a
No.
linear thing.
No.
So his timeline up until this point, he's in this timeline. He then goes back into 1800, but it's still his same timeline. So in 1800, that's our past, but it's still his present.
Yep.
And then he
Okay.
dies there.
I need a whiteboard.
His head, I'll explain it to you later.
Yeah.
So
This
you
is
get
where
in the
I was
DeLorean,
like- Yeah.
and you get it up to 88
Brown.
miles per hour.
Right.
I saw a car, a Tesla the other day that I wanted to ram into the back of because their license plate was 1PT21G.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
PT, one part. I don't know.
2G?
And then I will
Is
tell you
that
what
Elon
the
Musk's
license
kid's
plate
name?
frame said. Flux capacitor.
Oh, 1.21 gigawatts.
Yep.
Oh.
I don't know what any of that means.
That's what powered the flux capacitor in Back to the Future.
Wait, so you wanted to ram the Tesla?
Yeah. That's obnoxious in hell to put that on your license plate. Fuck you, Tesla. I hate Tesla owners as it is.
Did you hear there's Back to the Future, the musical?
I know,
did,
yeah.
Are you excited?
I would love to see it if it comes to LA. I'd see it.
I don't know.
I'm sure it's hilarious.
It's gonna,
Whether it's good or it's bad, I don't care. It's still probably funny as hell.
I feel like it's a good premise for a musical in a weird way. I don't know.
What sucks is that poor Michael J. Fox. I mean, obviously it sucks more for him, but it sucks that we're not going to get a Back to the Future Legacy sequel because Marty McFly can't be in it.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point if he can't be in it?
Yeah.
You can do a cameo. Did you see his you don't watch Apple stuff, right?
I did not see the docuseries.
Documentary?
I would like to.
I'd like to see it, but
yeah, but I watched it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like, you know, obviously it's like it's sad and kind of like, you know, nostalgic, but it's really interesting.
He's an inspiring story.
Yeah.
I've always loved him. And
what was crazy is because I grew up on watching him, and I always loved how like kinetic his energy was.
Sure.
And I realized it's because it was during that time that he had Parkinson's. I always thought it was part of his acting style.
But it's
he was sort of incorporating
the way he
that.
moved.
It was because he was incorporating it and trying to hide it.
Hiding tremors.
Right.
Hiding tremors and constantly having things in his hands.
He kind of like
and
moved
doing
in
business.
different ways to.
I always thought that was part of his acting style, and
I don't know. I
really
always
enjoyed
thought so,
that.
too. Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
And
actually, kinda.
But he must not have known what was going on for at least part of it, like, right? He didn't find out till much later?
No, he knew, and he was
very
taking
early.
medication for it.
Oh, and when did he know? Did he know during Back to the Future?
It wasn't.
By
he didn't
two,
have
he
it
did,
then.
right?
It was more.
Right, he had it by 2, but 2 was so much later.
Yeah.
He had it during that run right after Back to the Future.
Spin
So
City
young.
and
Definitely Spin
Definitely
City,
Spin
but
City.
like
Secret of My Success.
Secret of My
Teen Wolf.
Success, like Life of Mikey,
All that stuff.
Wow.
Greedy, all those movies that he made like out right after Back to the Future,
yeah.
in between 1 and 2.
Wow.
Yeah, that span of all those movies.
Wow. I didn't realize he. I thought he found out on like Spin City towards the end.
That's
But
just
I
when
mean,
it
he
became
wasn't.
public.
That it's such a long process that breaks down. Like he was probably just barely feeling the tremors back then, even though he knew he had it.
Yeah.
It
Well, and
didn't-
he was
probably by Spin City, he was going through some pretty rough. I think at that point in time.
Yeah, it was pretty progressed by then. Yeah. But yeah, super inspiring, and I mean, all of his stories are like super entertaining. Even talking about like how even when he was a kid, he was like always full of energy, and so the fact that like nowadays that he has to like, you know, force himself, it's so hard for him to keep still. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's really great. I highly recommend. I
Cool.
recommend.
Check it out.
Well,
Yeah.
I love him. I loved him as Alex P. Keaton. I loved him as Marty McFly. He's always had that kind of charisma that kind of.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And he didn't he basically drop out of school and pretty early?
Dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and moved to Los Angeles. His dad drove him.
Where's he from?
Canada? Is he Canadian?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he always hosted like hockey
Yeah.
tournaments in L.A.
And he was the smallest, he was the smallest kid out of all his classes. He was always like super, super small.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why like they, let him do drama.
Did Parkinson's run in his family at all? Was that covered? Did anybody else have it?
No, it wasn't really a familial thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember some weird conspiracy theory that because he was on some Canadian show and like 4 people from it got
Parkinson's.
Yeah, or some kind of, and so they thought there was a theory
Some environmental cause.
I think they think that wasn't true now, but I when I heard it at first, it seemed like such a high cluster of unrelated people getting it. I thought that was just really weird.
That would be weird.
Yeah. It was like some
What
small
kind
Canadian
of radiation they do it in the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Some terrible Canadian radiation. What were they using in their film cameras? Oh, these X-ray cameras.
Right.
We can see inside the actors.
I think they passed it already, but there was this great line where they're talking about how like everyone was being sad by the fact that they all know that Data's going to die at some point. And Troy was talking about how I think the way Data would put it is like, I have become accustomed to the fluctuations and your guys's, blah, blah, blahs. And so when Data talks to Riker about it, he's like, Riker says it back to Data, and then Data goes, "Oh, yes, I would miss you too, Riker."
Well, now he's all because they're sending. They've found like a time disturbance on a planet, and they're sending an away group.
Yeah,
and Data normally would go, but they're making him stay behind because
they're worried.
They don't want his head to blow off.
Yeah, that's valid.
It might just fall off.
Data's like, "Look, you can't
stop it.
This is something that's going to happen. Whether we can't. We need to know what's happening here."
Yeah, it's like if you do the thing, if you try to avoid it, then that's what we did before, and that's how it happened. Or if you try not to avoid it,
right. You can't. It's going to happen.
It's time.
But so they've gone to this planet and they're trying to find out, but they're not seeing anything.
Well, they're in a cave.
Yes. You've watched it the most recent, Erin.
Yeah.
Can you fill in what's going on?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, Troy's having her tingle.
Yeah.
She's getting her Data tingle.
I don't like mouths on foreheads.
Oh, the aliens?
Mm-hmm. It's gross.
Good
guys.
to know.
It's not a good spot.
Yeah. I'll make sure not to put any mouths on foreheads when I make children.
Yeah. When you make your alien babies.
When I make my robots.
Oh, she's horrified because she
There
can see them.
Hundreds. Well, she can't see them. She can feel them.
Yeah, she can
and
feel
she can
those
feel
mouths
that
on
people were scared.
She's like, they've got mouths on their foreheads.
We got to get out of here.
Something's wrong.
We don't
Super
want to see
gross.
this.
Super gross, you guys.
And somehow Samuel Clemens is involved. I don't know. We just got to get out of here.
It's the worst of everything.
If we keep going down this track, someone's going to have to interact with Mark Twain.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I love it when he's snooping on their conversation. It's the best ever.
So, Snoop Sisters.
He's
but
all up on that.
Very poorly snooping.
Oh,
this gives Mark Twain no
not-
credit.
He's not subtle
Mark
at all.
Twain, he's like an old creaky old guy. How
like
ninja-like
snapping his
could he
suspenders.
really be?
Yeah, I mean, well, the fact that he blows cigarette smoke all over them, that's how they figure out that he's there.
I know. He's the worst.
Yeah.
He's the fucking worst.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
So, how do people? I understand your feelings about the Mark Twain in this episode.
Sure.
How are people's feeling? Were you Mark Twain? Were you fans of his writing?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I
Love
mean,
his writing.
Yeah, I think he's great.
and it's not like I wouldn't like to see like a depiction of Mark Twain. I just want to I'm not over that.
You can watch the thousands of times Hal Holbrook played him in a one-man show.
There you go.
I bet that's good.
He did it a lot. He kind of looks like the guy in this, but it's not him.
Yeah.
If you look at pictures of Hal Holbrook as Mark Twain, he looks like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where they stole it from.
I'm sure.
Yeah, what I liked about reading Mark Twain stuff in school was like one of the few stuff that was actually felt like it was geared towards kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
'Cause
felt
was
like
about
much,
kids.
Well, yeah, the kids
Yeah.
are the main
it wasn't all
characters.
depressing and like overly wrought.
It was
you
an
know what I mean?
adventure.
Yeah.
Like I loved Connecticut Yankee and
Yeah.
Keenan.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. I
was
love
great.
that idea.
I was like, I mean, I think that's kind of why they put him into this.
Data's turned into
Ah,
a
yeah, right.
ghost.
Go.
They've out of phased him,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and he's telling him there's all these life forms here with mouths on their foreheads.
Oh God, no!
No, run, Data.
I'm
run.
sorry. I'm gonna have to explode my head.
I'm putting
It was suicide all along.
Yeah. No, they're talking to me.
Oh, God. I can't do this anymore.
They're talking to me with the crusty. I don't know why I'm programmed to hate this, but it's just terrible. It's terrible.
Irrationally, I'm placing my entire forearm inside of the forehead orifice. I don't know why I'm doing this.
It's like some prior programming is overriding.
But for science, I guess. Need to do this.
Oh, they're sucking out the thing into their forehead mouths.
Yeah. Chomping on some energy with my head, mouth.
Fragments.
Yeah. It's odd.
But, you know, I love the romps, you know, and this is a romp.
I like romps too, man. I was always really down. I honestly, coming back to it, I think I really loved this episode when I was watching.
Oh, the first time I watched this episode, the two-part was great.
This is what I really
Data in the Old West. What's better than that?
Honestly, when I was younger, this is what I wanted out of a science fiction.
And awesome. Like the original series, they never went like they would go to planets.
Yeah.
Where it was like the Old West.
Yeah.
But when they went back into the past, it was always to the 1960s.
Yeah.
Because that was the time they were in, and it was easy to recreate it. I love that no one seems to be all that fazed by his look and his outfit.
Well, because he's a Frenchman.
Once they say he's French.
Yeah.
We're like, what do they think he's just wearing?
Have
like
they met
makeup?
other French people that look like him, or have they just never met a French person? They're in San Francisco. It's not like they're in a podunk town.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there have been other French people there.
I think that the French are just capable of many things.
They present in multitudes. Oh, that's not that racist.
They're just eccentric. He looks eccentric, so he must
He
be
doesn't
French.
have a French accent,
but
he doesn't speak French.
No.
He does speak French. Well, he doesn't speak French to them.
Yeah.
They just assume he's French.
Yeah.
They didn't even tell him he was French.
That was a good assumption, though. I give them credit.
He takes it in stride, though. He's like, okay,
I'll
I'm French
be
now.
Sure, I'll be a Frenchman.
I mean, if it works, and it does work.
Yeah. What's the year? 18 what?
I didn't.
Something.
I never saw it, but it's got to be the 1890s, right?
Yeah. He's an old 49er. He got blown up in a tunnel.
Yeah, he fell in the shaft.
When that happens.
This guy should have been fucking Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see your take on it, pal.
You just really don't like the guy who did it, huh?
I mean, yeah.
You know who plays him?
Who plays him? Mark Lamo?
No, it's not Mark Lamo. He is in this episode.
Yeah.
It's Jerry Hardin, who played Deep Throat on the X-Files.
Okay. Sure.
That guy was always in shadow, right?
No, they would show him sometimes. He would meet with them.
Oh, that's right.
He's actually he's been in lots of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing I remembered him most from.
He just had it twisted. He just had it turned up a little too hard the entire time.
Well, come on. Like, what did you expect him to do?
I mean,
it's a cheesy sci-fi TV show. Like,
yeah,
it's not that cheesy. We just had the most.
He wasn't acting across from Patrick Stewart.
That's true.
He was acting against Brent Spiner, who he turns that shit up to 11 all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
well, because he has to be so subdued all the time, and then when he gets to bust out, he does.
Well, he gave a guy a nickel.
That's right. Several nickels.
Wow. That guy's got a gambling problem.
Yeah, exactly.
He immediately gave the nickel and told him to bet it.
Yeah.
I'm not a boogie kid.
Yeah, right. So,
hello?
Okay. I don't know how I would do that. But sure. I'll take your nickel. He lost. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, so the kid ends up being, what did they say? Jack London or
Jack
something?
London.
Oh, is that who he ends up being?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, I like it.
After learning about a robot, he decided to write books about dogs in the wilderness.
That's right.
Makes perfect sense.
That's right.
I guess Jack London had a gambling problem. Is that...
I don't know. Is that canon?
I think
this canon.
I think the point is like he's always looking for an angle. That's his deal.
Yeah.
I love how he goes in there and he just sharks these people.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a French guy. There's Mark Alemo. Not the
this guy?
Native American guy. But, not the fat guy.
Not the mutton chops.
The other mutton, that guy. Yeah. That's Mark Alemo.
Lemo.
Nice.
In a few months, we'll get to know him very well as the villain on Deep Space Nine, Goldacott. He's great. So good.
I am a friend.
I like that.
I just love that.
And then he speaks French
Mes
to him.
parents sont originaires de Bourgogne. Je suis
He's from
La New Orleans.
He speaks French. There you go. Throw on this French there, Brent.
Mm-hmm. And I'll have to say he does a pretty good job of it, too.
No, yeah. Brent Spiner's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's
also a good mimic, and so I think
just, a total cheeseball. Which I don't, that's fine. When I act, I'm a total cheeseball, so what the hell? I have no subtlety in my performances. I went to an entire show where I just yelled the entire time. That was my character. That I yelled. I was hilarious.
You do say so yourself.
Several reviewers said I was hilarious. Look at that go. Look at him
dealing him out like a pro.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Took somebody's hat.
I love that this is how he goes down.
That Native American guy's hat. That's old. Took somebody else's vest.
As if so much hasn't been taken from them already.
That's a nice room, man.
Mm-hmm.
That must have cost at least
that's like
$3 a day back in there, those times. You ever see Once a Million Ways to Die in the West?
I keep seeing parts of it. I've never seen the whole thing, but I crack up every time I see it.
It's great.
Yeah.
If you like Seth MacFarlane, obviously you have to.
Yeah.
It's very. If you don't like Seth MacFarlane, you're not going to like that movie. But if you like Seth MacFarlane, I think that movie's hilarious. Once a Million Ways to Die in the West. There's a scene where they make a bet and for $1, and they show the paper dollar, and people are like, I ain't never seen $1. The guy goes to his kid, take your hat off, son, that's $1. so impressed by an actual dollar bill.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this guy's good.
See, Tim too. $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how much is $1 worth in?
He's gonna go get him a hooker for giving him $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He immediately goes to hooker. He doesn't ask him, do you want food?
I mean,
he's like, hey, I can get you
he's
some
just
companionship.
going with the custom of the time.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, Data is French, so.
Yeah, right.
What year is this again? He picks up a newspaper, 1870.
It's in we couldn't, we didn't read it fast enough.
I know, right? I had the same problem.
The font was very weird and very modern and printy. It was.
Yeah, my guess was 1890s.
Yeah, I think post-Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So he just had this guy go get him a bunch of weird things that I'm sure aren't readily available. Well, maybe they are. Maybe Data knows. Oh, this poor guy.
Yeah, if he was really a 49er, and so maybe he's a young man during the gold rush, 30 years later.
He's going to get zapped.
No zappies.
They're gonna zap him because nobody is it what was it? No, because
$1 in 1873 is equivalent to $25.28 today.
That's not bad.
That would be a good tip.
That's not that.
Yeah.
Sounds much. It's one
Zap.
Zap bag.
She
I
has
used to have a Zap bag. Those were really popular.
Those are cool purses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It steals your soul.
Oh, he's still breathing. I think maybe he'll be okay.
Yeah.
She didn't zap it completely.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
He fell down the shaft.
Yeah. He's used to not breathing.
So they've lost Data.
Yeah.
So they think he's dead.
They lost him in time.
So
Riker
he is not willing to accept that he's dead. Troy's like, we've got to let go. That's what he would want.
Yeah.
Beverly's like, Worf's like, he died. That's great. He died in a
Let's bomb them all.
He died in a battle.
I know. It's like, why would you need these people? They all the AI can do it for them. Oh, Jordy.
Oh, Jordy.
Always.
I love how it kind of becomes the only person who could do it was Data.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only way we can find Data would be to use Data.
Yeah. Does
Such
he have
a paradox.
Does he have a spare head? I thought Data had spare heads, but maybe that was just me thinking of Red Dwarf and thinking of Crichton.
Yeah, Data does not have spare heads. That's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Not a thing.
Oh,
no.
okay. I thought he did. It's Crichton who keeps.
He doesn't
his
open up his shelves. I'll put on my classy head today.
I mean, couldn't he though?
I mean, he could.
But that would require a several positronic brains.
Yeah, but
one for each head.
Yeah,
and they only built the one. Well,
like
actually,
that-
he built two because he built Lore as well.
Yeah, so there's more out there.
All right.
Yeah.
Whoopi in the house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did we watch the one where they made that drink that had the tornado inside of it already?
Sounds familiar, but
I mean, she's a
That's
great.
not what's happening here.
She's a great mixologist, but
Yeah.
the reason her bar never took off is she called it the gynecologist. I think that was just not a good name. What? I mean, I didn't choose that.
it was confusing to people.
Gynenology.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
It ain't getting any better than that.
Right?
So she's gonna tell Jean-Luc.
Oh yeah.
You
She's like, you gotta go, yeah.
to that planet. Because if you don't, you and I will never meet.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've told stories, because Guinan has told stories about Picard saving her life once.
Yep.
And not in this episode, but in the season premiere of season 6, we will see how that happens. I
Cool.
believe.
I'm looking forward to that.
But I think it's kind of now you're getting into weird time paradoxes.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't tell him to meet her,
How does
he doesn't meet her.
How's
But
it
how
gotta
does
go?
he meet her if she doesn't know that she's supposed to meet him?
See, this
tell her
is
to
when
meet
I'm
her?
like, I need a nap.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you get into timey-wimey
Okay.
It's
stuff.
kind of the fun part and the
Yeah,
terrible.
I'm embracing it, but I'm just like, yeah.
She's making a bar like the bar they go to in that episodes of Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, where it's just all like,
So,
here's a vodka foam, and
It's like smoke.
it smells.
It's a
It smells.
Yeah, yeah.
Ron orders a scotch. They squirt like hand lotion in his hands. Oh,
I need to watch that again.
that was, I can't
We're
wait.
watching Community and we're watching The Good Place.
Ah,
nice.
that's good stuff right there. Kids crapped out on Community.
Really?
Yeah, we got to, but
Poor dude.
I don't blame them because we got to where it started getting not so good. So,
Fourth season?
We made it to the fourth season. We actually crapped out in the fifth.
When you start losing the main character.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that's left at this point in time is Chevy Chase. But we didn't get to the episode when Donald Glover leaves.
Oh, really?
But now we're watching Simpsons and South Park.
Nice.
They were just begging me to watch South Park.
Yeah, that's
And I was like, well, you got to watch Simpsons first because otherwise you don't understand the context. And so,
oh no!
And they're like, well, I don't want to watch 30 seasons of Simpsons before I can watch South Park, which I thought was reasonable.
That's a lot of seasons.
So
we're watching. So we watch a Simpsons season, then we watch a season of South Park.
Okay,
we're going to
I like
alternate.
That's
between the two.
Are you starting at season 1?
Hell yeah!
Damn.
And when are you gonna?
And South Park?
Of course.
And when you
They've
gonna?
already seen
When you gonna
Simpsons,
stop watching
No.
The Simpsons?
Never. I still watch it now.
I know you do.
The new
I'm
ones?
Yes.
Oh,
Good
dang.
for you.
It's still good.
I bet it is.
It's not as good as it. It's not what it was.
Yeah.
And they recycle stories because they've done
done
over
them all.
700
Yeah.
episodes.
There's no more stories.
They've done everything.
Yeah.
But they still are funny. I
Yeah.
mean, Homer's still a funny character. I don't,
Yeah. It's classic. It's got to be comfort.
You put him into funny situations and it's going to be good because Dan Castellaneta is that good of a voice actor.
Yeah.
His performance is always good. It's funny, I didn't realize that his voice had changed between season 1 and season 2. I thought it wasn't until
they definitely
season.
tweak some stuff that.
I thought it wasn't until season 3 when he starts to soften it.
Yeah.
But it's really season 2. It's already starting to soften. He's not full like.
I used to watch him on the
Homer.
Tracy Ullman show.
Of course.
The little
Yeah.
snippets. I remember
That's
that.
where we watched that, and then they had the holiday special, which started the show. But yeah, no, I hadn't shown him any episodes. Oh, there she is.
Love it.
Looking fab.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny.
This looks like such an old-timey vintage shot.
Yeah.
I would have expected it to be a silent film. It looks like a
I
silent
like that they're
film
drinking
makeup.
Jello.
Valentine.
They've got like
real food. They get to
Canapes.
show real food because
Yep.
Yeah.
they don't have to make a few.
There he is. Everybody's
Oh my God.
favorite.
Now a performance based on this episode. Well, what'd you do?
Yeah.
You go down there?
Oh
Well,
my God.
Even Woody Harrelson's performance in that episode of Cheers where he's
in the play.
playing Mark Twain is not as
Yeah.
hokey as this guy is in this episode.
The Mark Twain Foundation disavows this whole performance.
She looks good in the old timey wear.
Yeah.
Those are some poofy sleeves.
Yes, they are.
on, man.
And she was like
That was
poofier.
cool.
Poofier.
Nobody is as poofy as she has.
He's gonna
got
pop
that-
those like a balloon with his cigar if he's not careful.
Anna Green Gables is somewhere going, give me those poofs.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like an Anna Green Gables reference. That is my
Yeah.
skis. Take me down to Avonlea any day.
Oh, damn.
Dude,
All right. Need some alone time.
no, I mean, you guys can watch.
Did you watch Anne with an E?
I watched the first season. I liked it, but somehow I just fell out of it. I didn't watch it all, but I was enjoying it. I never I always was like, oh, I'll get back to it. But
Yeah.
did you guys watch the whole thing?
Yeah. The girl playing Anne was,
She's
super
good.
earnest and
Yeah.
It's like a
whimsical.
modernization of Anna Green Gables.
It's like
or-
an alternate telling of it. I
Yeah.
would say.
I mean, it's not. I didn't mean like set in the modern times. I just
Yeah.
meant like it's a new.
It's a
version of
fairly
it.
recent show.
It's a new
Yeah.
take. It's a take. It's a take.
It's a take. I don't agree with everything in it.
Yeah.
It's not like Riverdale.
Oh, no.
Not that kind of take.
Not that much.
It's not that crazy. It's just like it's a little bit more into her psychology in a way.
Yeah.
He's
And her
gonna
mental.
suck that oyster, isn't he? That's gross.
And he's gonna talk about it.
And then he's gonna.
And he's going to talk while doing it.
Cigar and oyster is an unappealing combination.
Yeah, that breath that's coming out of that cigar
That's
is like
the Gilded
oyster
Age
plus
right there. It was all about big and extra. I remember I had this teacher. We were studying architecture, and he like read a menu from the Gilded Age. It's just like cigars and oysters and everything's cream sauce and just these meals that were just like
it was just
excess.
They're using they didn't even use like lard back then. They used fat back to fry shit. It's like they're basically frying things in bacon.
Yeah.
that's the level.
That's why it was so good.
That's the level of you know. They weren't really thinking about heart disease and cholesterol and
everything was big. The houses
like
were
the
big. The
sleeves.
fashion was big. The people were big. It's just all
they
like
were giants back then.
Now I'm realizing in this opening speech Mark Twain he doesn't really have like a high opinion of humanity, but later he becomes like the dude that's just like, in the future you guys use robots to kind of take over humanity. It's like that's kind of a flip-flop of kind of his position.
Well, that was the whole thing, is that this is what caused him to be like that.
Being a Snoop.
Snoop sister.
You like the triple D there?
That made me laugh. He did that. That guy was so faked out.
He went left, but then he went right. I love this.
Yeah.
So this is very like Sister Act.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh yes,
Yeah.
we are friends.
Yeah. Older and wiser.
Starship.
Oh yeah, see, now she's like, she heard Starship. She's like, okay, where's this guy coming from? It ain't fucking France, I'll tell you that.
Data is being kind of a sloppy bitch here.
Yeah, he is. He
He's
wasn't being too covert.
No. He felt like he would be able to be very sophisticated in those situations if he wanted to be, but
do they ever figure out like who her father is and her parentage is?
Ooh.
I mean, I think they know. I just don't think I don't know if they ever really talk about it.
Go through it. I mean, you just know that her planet was destroyed by the Borg. That's all we really know about them.
Okay.
But they're still, her people are kind of scattered across the galaxy.
Like, makes me wonder if is she like a princess or like the daughter of a senator? She like
I don't think they ever go through that.
Her dad was a glass dancer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Her mother was a metal
He
weaver.
built that telescope.
There we go. Smoke.
Dumbass. Smoke,
I love
blowing
it.
his smoke
It's
out
the best.
Oh, hey, how you doing there?
I was just admiring this wrought iron.
Whoever the iron weaver that made this door is a hell of an iron weaver. I'd like him to make a flute for
Data with his senses would have
known that he was there.
Yeah, like sometimes you can detect minute disturbances and
Yeah. Cigar smoke.
Yeah. Olfactory senses not.
It was like they were at a train station.
Yeah.
It was like chimney smoke.
But why are they having Counselor Troy?
She looks so hot while she's doing it, though.
You mentioned this
That's what I
too.
mentioned when we were watching this. It was just like,
no, give that one to her.
Get to work, Deanna.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to come down here. You have to carry one.
Yeah.
What about Beverly? She's got her medical thingy. Just stop fighting this.
Everybody carries a metal phallus.
Worf is already carrying two. You can carry one, okay?
Sir.
Luke showing up.
Surprise, bitches.
So good. Everybody's like, oh shit, we gotta do
Put
this.
the tarp and the grease away, guys.
Yeah, we gotta do this right now.
Captain's on board.
We're just like all lazing around. Oh no, it's gonna take a couple more hours, Captain.
So fuck.
Oh, shit.
Hey guys, I laid the picnic out. It's all ready. I mean the picnic for when we get back.
Yeah.
For when the mission's done.
The time picnic.
It's a good thing they sent Worf back so he wouldn't have to go back in the time because that would be harder to sell.
Yeah, he couldn't be French. I don't think.
They would just assume he was some kind of weird Mongoloid from Africa.
Oh my god.
That'd be problematic.
And that would be problematic. Yeah. Although does Geordi go back?
Yep.
Yeah, he goes back.
Yeah.
And do they ever make a reference to him being a slave?
No, they don't refer to that.
Well, if there's I mean,
he's blind because he has to take his visor off and he puts on sunglasses.
There they are.
Gross.
Mouths on their forehead.
The reason we hide in time is so you can't see our horrific mouths. We try to do that for you.
See, it's not cool, you guys.
Yeah, that's not even a mouth. That's just a giant hole.
It's an orifice.
Munching on energy.
You would take a giant penis to have fucked that.
Mm-hmm.
This energy is delicious.
Sucking energy balls into their forehead holes. You
see
know these are bad aliens.
Yeah.
They're going to do bad things because
I don't trust them at all already.
They're sucking energy balls into their forehead holes.
Yeah. It's one of my triggers.
Yeah, whenever you see that walking down the street.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm like, dude, that's not cool. I know I'm trying to be progressive, but this is not cool.
So this is basically, they've done the exact same thing as the people who imprinted on his memory, huh? Is that what they're saying? The society left all their information on that one thing?
Oh, is that what they're just into that concept now in the writer's
I
room?
guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys with their Zappo their Zappo purse,
hey,
are coming back
Flanarks.
to reload the tube.
Got power up the karaoke machine. We'll need to kill more people and steal their souls to do so. We'll do so then.
Yep.
So that's what they do. They steal souls, and that's what they eat.
Snake hands.
What the hell is that?
Is there anything about you that's not gross?
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Wasn't Data asking about the snake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was like, I'm looking for the snake game.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more souls and breadsticks for the table.
Yeah.
Back in a second.
Bottomless.
Mm-hmm.
There they go.
Putting that to the test.
Heading back to good old 1885. Hang on to your hats and glasses.
Mm-mm.
They left those two guys just sitting there for some reason.
Yeah, they're all high on.
Yeah, they're
on
getting
soul
their energy balls. Oh, that was good.
Head soul stuff.
We should really stop. No, we're getting just a few more. They said all you could eat, so. Well, there you go. Times arrow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Off to a good
It
start.
doesn't even need a part 2, but I'm glad there is one.
Hey, you know, they really started getting into the two-parters on
season
Next
finale.
Generation. So.
Mm.
They got on the season finales.
Yep.
It's a good way to really get the nerds like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
I don't know.
well,
I
you got to come back and watch the next season.
Yeah,
you know?
it worked. It worked on me.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
Fucking nerd.
I couldn't help it. They were hitting my demo with that.
So that's it
Yeah.
for season 5, everybody.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
Another season of Star Trek in the books. We are.
Are we done with Star Trek Next Generation? Is that it?
No.
They kept going?
There's 2 more seasons. But you know what we're getting real fucking close to?
Deep Space Nine?
Deep Space Nine.
Starts next
If
season.
you
right?
say so.
Just Deep Space 1 through 8 to get through first.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, context.
Yeah, we need context.
I think we'll be at least probably a couple of months from now. It's not too long. Something like 10 or 12 episodes before the first episode.
Can you just do a whole lifetime of that in 25 minutes?
So we're going to
Can you
imprint.
kidnap me?
Yeah, we're just going to imprint every episode
Yeah.
of Star Trek into your brain Erin. That way you don't have to ever have gone through all of this nonsense.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, see, I asked.
give your
You said it was
You'll let
good. We're good to go.
He was going to do it anyway, like the Catons, but I think he feels better.
The settlers of
permission.
Catan.
This is my sober consent.
There you go, see? So next week, we'll be watching our requisite bonus movie, so we have to decide what we're going to watch next week.
That's true.
Yeah.
As our little treat for ourselves.
Ooh.
So have that in mind. But other than that, you can find us on the socials, Warped Podcast, gmail.com if you want to email us. Warp the Podcast on Instagram.
That's right.
Warp Trek on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/warped. If you want to give us money.
What's our OnlyFans?
That's philippeisahore.com.
It's transporter mishap.
Only Ferengis.
Please, subscribe and review and give us 5 stars if you are listening to the show, and we know that at least some of you are listening to the show, so please do that. Otherwise, until next time, Erin, you started the episode, you close it.
I'm Erin.
I'm Sean.
I'm Jake.
Philippe.
Mate.
The end.
Bye, y'all.
That was too fast.
Say bye, guys.